Peace and blessings. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. PSA. This is recorded is the podcast. You don't need to know the name. You just need to know the podcast. You need to know the movement. You need to know what we're doing. We moving with positivity. We having fun. We enjoying life, and we try to bring you greatness every week. But what helps me to help you is if you tell somebody to tell somebody about this is recorded podcast. What we doing over here, how we growing, the type of content we on, the positivity we on. We need you. So first of all, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that like button on the videos you like. Go ahead and hit that share button. It's like a little kite or something where it says share. Go ahead and share these videos, share these things so we can grow this thing here called This Is Recorded Podcast. We thank you for your time. We thank you for your energy. We thank you for everything that you do. We thank you for you, but what we want to do is thank you for sharing. Thank you for letting people know about This Is Recorded Podcast. I want to do more. I want to grow, but I can only do that with help. So I'm a person that don't ask for much, but I'm asking you, please tell a friend to tell a friend. Please share. Please comment. All that cliche stuff that you hear, you really got to do it for the people that's building it grassroots from the ground up, from the bottom, that you've seen the progression, that you like, that you still tuned into, that you tuned into for the first time. But I can only grow. We can only grow. I don't like to say I don't like to even say my name. I just like to put out positivity, put out greatness, and let you people, the people, share it, like it, do what it does, So PSA before the podcast starts, let's grow, let's get better, let's do more. Push me to do more, push me to elevate, push me to want to be great, want to not give up, push me to not just work for somebody, 40 hours a week, 36 hours a week, and then don't want to do, a minute, 5 minutes, don't want to edit, don't want to look at different things, man. That could be you, man. Don't work all these hours for somebody and don't go work on yourself. You work yourself tired. You only got 3 days or so to be sick in a year or 6 months. You can't be late but so many times. But, man, when we go home, we do nothing. I don't want to do that no more. I got to get out of this trap. I got to get out of that, and I want you guys to help me. Like I said, I'm a very prideful person. I don't like to ask for any help, but I understand that only way to grow, the only way to get better is with help. So I'm asking you for your help to help me grow this thing called This Is Recorded Podcast. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the podcast. Peace and blessings. All right. Let's get it started. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another edition of This Is Recorded Podcast. Let me get my timer started. How you doing? How you feeling? How you living in living color? Those of y'all might get it. I'm an old head. But how was your week? How was your day today? How are you feeling? How's your energy? I hope it is good. I hope it is well. I thank you so much for watching, listening, and just giving your time to This Is Recorded Podcast. You could have been doing anything in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. Full transparency, I'm not gonna lie, man. For one of the first times on here, that was very hard. I'm doing something that's never been done. That's why you need to tell people, if you feel in this podcast, you need to tell them about This Is Recorded. I'm doing something that's never been done. I'm doing this podcast really on my own, really getting it out there, really getting it moving. Like, you see a lot of people, they try different things. I'm doing my own thing. I'm on my own vibe. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend about This Is Recorded Podcast. I'm doing something maybe that's never been done as far as the positivity aspect with podcasts and, just really building this thing up from the ground up. People, if you're in the Atlanta, Georgia area, April 22nd, Charlemagne, the Black Effect Network, is hosting a podcast festival. I hope to be there April 22nd, Pullman Yards. Go to blackeffect.com to get tickets. One of the podcasts I looked up to, Horrible Decisions, one of the reasons why I look up to them is because they are a sex podcast that tries to black women, sex podcasts that try to normalize different sexual things, but they also did it from the ground up. They didn't have no help. A lot of people get in this podcast game and they're already a celebrity. They already have a name, so they already can bring an audience. These people were two people, regular social media people that came in the game and did their thing and built it from the ground up, because that is kind of a cheat code when it comes to podcasting. You just come in with a name and some game already, and you just bring your fans over to podcasting and you kind of make it there. Not saying that it's easy, but I really big up to them, because I've seen them do it, build this thing up from the ground up, and they had their own original content. Also, Earn Your Leisure, EYL, business podcast, great podcast to listen to if you're trying to get a business, you're trying to learn more about business. These two black brothers that just came in the game, and they did it on an iPhone and just did it with some microphones, and they just built it on the ground up. We giving flowers right now. Also, The Read. The Read is a podcast with Crystal and Kid Fury, and they just came in the game and they did it on their own. What I love about these people is that they did the podcast game for no recognition, no previous job. They just did it from the ground up, so we give thanks to them. But Horrible Decisions will be at the April 22nd Black Effect Podcast Festival. Michelle Williams about mental health. Charlamagne will be there. Just hilarious. So if you're in the area, if you love podcasts, Atlanta, Georgia, I hope to see you there. I got to get out there. I got to get this podcast going, man. You really got to touch the people, because like doing this, get in front of the camera is cool, but you really got to get out there, touch the people, and really, promote this thing. We can all sit behind a camera or sit behind the internet and do stuff, but you really got to get out there, shake some hands. When somebody knows you personally, builds a relationship with you, I think it's different. But full transparency, what I was trying to get to, man, I was having like a creative block. I was having a block of like, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to do. But the thing is, I love podcasts, so I just thug it out no matter what. I love you guys for listening, so I just come with different ideas and just write it down and just let it flow. I turn the camera on, turn the recorded light on, and see where it goes. But for me, one of the things I thought about was fear. Fear of, I have this problem, or I had this problem, still off and on, of when I know something great is for me and something great is about to happen, I get in my mind of like, oh, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for you. I don't know if it's for you. I just always feel like it's not going to happen, even when it can happen. But sometimes in life, you have situations where things happen in life, past things have happened, and you feel like it's not going to happen. But for me, I talked about this tunnel vision. This podcast is for you guys, but it's also for me. This is my therapy. I get to sit back in my chair. I get to be vulnerable and transparent with you guys and be honest and let you guys know how I'm feeling, when I'm going through it. And right now, I feel like I'm on the cuffs of greatness. I'm on the cuffs of something special. I'm on the cuffs of something amazing. And I feel like, I'm getting back in my old ways of like, nah, it's not going to happen. It's not going to, not for you, something like that. Who can relate? So I would love your positivity, your peace. I'm also a person that I don't ask for anything. I never like asking for stuff my whole life. I like to thug it out and get it, myself. But man, I ask for your peace, your blessings, your positive energy, your prayers that greatness is upon me, greatness is upon you. And together we could, build for each other, send that positive energy for each other, inshallah, for each other, and just keep that tunnel vision, keep that thing going, man, because in life we have these ways of tricking ourselves, and we have these ways of getting ourselves down, and we have these ways of being comfortable and being in our dark holes. We have these ways of depression. That's why I feel so good. When you feel good and you feel happy, when you really been in a dark space, and then you get out, but then you feel like, I might get back in. You can't let yourself get back in. You got to know, like, man, I'm a tunnel vision, man. That's that outside noise, man. That outside noise is blocking you, man. That's why I love doing this weekly. That's why I talked about the journaling and stuff like that, because you can, write down your feelings, see how far you came. But beautiful thing is just talking, man. Me and my wife, we have these walk talks. And we walk around our neighborhood, and we just talk about life. We talk about our fears. We talk about different things, and it just like letting it out is therapeutic. It feels good because, like just like anything, if you hold it in, when you have certain cancers or sickness in your body, They got to do biopsy, check it out. They got to try to get it out. They got to try to do radiation. They got to try to do different things, man. When you have doubt, when you have pity, when you have fear, you got to do the work on yourself. You got to get that thing out. You can't let that thing manifest. You can't let that thing work inside of you. You can't let it live inside of you, man. You got to be happy, man. I got things to look forward to, man. Next Saturday, I have a puppy meet and greet. We're getting a miniature golden doodle. So we go to a very legit breeder that allows you to go and vibe and meet the dogs. They're puppy. You're training them right now for potty training them right now. So they're doing different things. But what you do is a couple weeks before you go and you meet a litter of puppies and you get to try to see which one you connect with and you spend some time and you vibe with and you talk to the owners, and then a couple weeks later you go and you make a decision on which one you like. So, I got some things to look forward to. I always tell you guys about my dog Bella that passed. We had her for about 12, 13 years, and then she passed, and it was rough and it was hard. And, like how Luther Vandross says, this house is not a home. When, you have somebody like your dog or something, a lot of people, I see that a lot, man. Man, for people that live alone and stuff like that, or just a family, or you want to feel a wholesome feel or unconditional love, man, a pet is a beautiful thing, man. Dogs, that's why, people make fun sometimes of dog lovers and stuff, but there's nothing more beautiful than having somebody, no matter how bad your day is, no matter how rough it is, having somebody that's not going to judge you, not going to say, I told you so, nothing. They're just going to love you. They're going to come snuggle up on you. They're going to be excited when you get there. They're barking. They want to jump on you. They want to play. So very excited to make this house a home again when we have our little puppy, here. So we going through some names right now. I would tell you, but my wife might kill me. So we just this Saturday coming up, we got to look forward to that. So we got some things, man. I already feel better letting this out, man. I already feel like, hey, man, things are going to look up. Things are going good. This podcast is my life, is everything. So please tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell somebody about this thing called This Is Recorded. It's not the beginning, man. We've been putting in the work, but I'm putting in my 10,000 hours. I'm putting in my work. I'm getting my free throws. I'm shooting in the gym. Y'all with me shooting in the gym. So we're going to get this thing going. We're going to keep this thing moving, man. What is your plans for the summer? Everybody kind of, some people may have been working out. Some people have been saving some money, man. Let me tell you something. A cruise is a beautiful thing. A lot of people, feel like, oh, I can't swim, or I can't do this, or I can't be out on water, or I might get this. You never know until you try. But the reason why I love a cruise is because you have your food, you have your shelter, you have your entertainment all in one place. And you're going to different places. I mean, I love the beach, I love the water, and it's kind of affordable. You can get a 3-day sometime for like $350 and you could pay on it. For a year, you can pay on it however long you want, but it's just a beautiful thing. They got a little club on there. They have a good time. So, yeah, just have plans. Even if locally, man, check your social media. They got different pages. TikTok is a thing right now. If you look up things to do where you live at or in the city close to you, they always got things on there to tell people what's going on. Just this summer, man, let's make a plan to get out there, to be vulnerable and, knock down these walls, these barriers, and knock down these things you've always been wanting to do, but you haven't done. This summer, let's get out there. Let's do it. Let's make this plan to be great. Let's make this plan to get this business off the ground. It's going to be a lot of people out. It's going to be a lot of reasons, a lot of time to do things. So this summer, make this plans, man. This summer, if you're in the school system or if it just slows down for you, man, make this plan to be great. Don't take this time for granted. Don't take all this time off. Enjoy yourself. Go out there and make something happen, man. But most of all, have fun this summer. Also, with a cruise ship, it's comedy clubs, man. Laughter is so important. Laughter is a great thing. Laughter is something you need in your life because, life can get hard, it can down, but like comedy specials, if you've seen the Chris Rock special, let me know your thoughts. For me, I didn't really love it, because I mean maybe Chris Rock is not really my kind of humor, but it was some bright spots. And Chris Rock is just a legend from the movies to everything he's done. But the thing, but most of all is that the man is hurt. So you really can't judge the man from things that was going on in his life. If you watch it, you can see in his face that, he's thinking, he's pondering, he messed up a joke on a live one, and even at the end, he feels unsure about himself. So you can't really judge a man from that stand-up. Maybe tonight I'm going to go back. HBO Max, they got a bunch of his stand-ups on there. I'm going to go back and watch them so I get a better understanding, because I feel like this one, it was a lot of emotion. So you can't really judge a man for this. And we always lifting up our black kings and queens. So let me know what you guys think privately. We don't want to put a bashing session on the internet about them, but, we just got to just keep laughing, man. Just came back from the skating rink today. They had little skaters at the local skating rink by me, where from 10:30 to 12:30, they let the little kids bring their little ride-along toys or the little skates. Remember the little skates back in the day where you put it over your shoe, you could lock it up, and you making all that loud noise everywhere. We did that. My little nephew, he loved it, man. He had a good time. He just didn't love when Coco Melon. Shout out to everybody who knows about Coco Melon. I don't really know about it. I just seen it on Netflix as like a little cartoon thing. But then when they have the outfit, I love seeing it when you see the little outfit come out with the big old head, they are terrified of it. So my little nephew was terrified of it. But overall, he had a good time. And man, that's what I love about these kids. And that's what I want to do and inspire these kids, is that let them have a great life now, because life gets harder as an adult, so let them just experience so much freedom this summer. That's what I plan on doing, just exposing them to new things, doing things. We live in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a lot to do. It's a lot to do for the black youth. There's a lot to do in general. So we want to get out there and expose them to stuff, man. But most of all, you want to laugh, cookouts, before I let go. When they play that joint right there, well, before I let go are outstanding. What's the bigger cookout song? I'll let you be the judge. But, this summer, man, just go out there, have a vibe. I want to get my backyard set up. I want to be outside. I want to get that vitamin D on the beautiful black skin, you know what I'm saying? Get the cookouts. They got the little grills. My grill's all raggedy. I got to get a new one. But I want to just have fun. I want to get outside. I want to laugh. Also, for my movie people, I've been having this debate for a while. The Hangover movie versus Superbad movie. Which one do you love? Which one is funnier to you? I got neck and neck right now. It's a really hard decision for me. It's a really hard decision for me, man. I literally have them neck and neck, but I probably need to watch both before I make a decision. But most of all, what I'm saying is that make sure you laugh. Make sure you smile, have fun. Man, enjoy this thing called life, because, we don't know when that last day is. I'm going to keep reiterating and keep banging that in y'all head. It's like, why do we spend time? Why do we spend days? Why do we spend hours? Why do we spend minutes on people and things that don't matter, on stresses that don't matter, on jobs that don't matter, on relationships that don't matter? Me and my wife went out last night. We laughing, cutting up, acting a fool. We don't really be on our phones like that. We just really be enjoying our time together. And we just seen a couple come in. It seemed like the guy was probably in the military, or something like that. And they just did not talk to each other. They just cheers. And I'm not the relationship police. I'm not here to tell people what to do. But I could tell fun and not fun. And I feel like this being out and everybody's on a vibe and everybody's talking and hanging out, why just sit there and be quiet with each other, man? Find you a partner that's going to make you laugh, make you have fun. And I don't know what their situation is, but I do know, and I do see a lot of situations where people just on their phone. I hate now, and I know you can relate, when you go out, the whole table is on your phone. If you one of them people, try not to be one of them people. Try hey, when you go out with your friends, say, hey, let's all put our phones down. Let's talk. Let's get to know each other. I think it's beautiful at home when people eat dinner, we all catch up on our days. Let's tell hey, what'd you do? What'd you do? How was your day? What's going on? What grade? Oh, is that thing still bothering you? Let's really get to know, because that's therapy for a lot of people. Just getting out and talking and feeling the vibes and understanding what everybody's going through, how's everybody living, and what I'm saying about that, situation from a Mexican restaurant is that, that's when people cheat. That's when people look at something different because they're so used to such a boring, stale relationship that they look for something exciting. They look for something fun. They look for somebody to make them laugh. They look for somebody to just do sweet things. Relationships can get stagnant. It can get hard, but you don't ever want to be there. And I'm truly of peace. What is it? The person I want to be like is Lenny Kravitz, man. And one of Lenny Kravitz's traits is that him and Lisa Bonet didn't work out, but they had a kid together. So they was like, look, we got to make this thing work as far as a relationship for a kid. But Lenny Kravitz was very cool with Lisa Bonet's next husband, Jason. Excuse me, Jason Momoa. So he even went down the aisle. They used to ride bikes together, but this is a guy who's not jealous of a new relationship that his baby mother was in. He's not angry. He's not nothing. He just knows at that time in that space in our life, we wasn't for each other. I'm pleading with you. Me and my wife have a clear understanding we are not perfect. It feels like it, and it feels perfect to me. We feel like we just really bond and we just big and we grow on every level, but we understand that one day you could be happy for 20, 30 years and you wake up and some people are not happy no more. What I'm telling you is that if you're in a relationship, not just a romantic relationship, but a relationship with anyone, sometimes you have to step back and just move away and just like, hey, I can't really do this. I wish you well, but this is not working. And I feel like the beauty of life, and I always talk about growth, is that hopefully we can grow from this. Hopefully we can get better and maybe we could come back. This is so beautiful. I love the Cinderella beautiful stories of like, hey, we were together, we went through a rough patch, maybe broke up, got back together. That's beautiful. But in life, a lot of that doesn't happen. So you have to know and you have to understand that, hey, I'm going to choose me every time because I want to live this life. And life is what I make it. So I'm pleading for you. Please make your life a peaceful, happy one. Please make your life one with laughter and happiness and fun. Please make your life, before I let go dancing at the cookouts, please make your life just a good time and whatever it is you want it to be. Everybody's relationship is different. Everybody's mindset is different. But I think one thing we can't fool ourselves on, are we happy or are we not happy? Only you could decide that. Only you can make that decision. So you really have to, know and understand like what kind of life you want to live because, I see a lot of people. I feel like we're getting past that in life. It's a lot of, mental health things. It's a lot of podcasts and, different things that try to get you in a good zone to tell you, man, choose you. Choose you, choose you, choose you. Try to work on it with people, family, kids, loved ones, moms, dads. But in the end, you have to choose you because you came in this world alone. And you already know the rest. You're going to go alone. So make sure you choose you. Make sure you do the work on you. Make sure you put that mirror in your face. Like, what did I do too? Don't always try to blame it on somebody else. So always try to work on yourself and grow. And always try to encourage people to be better. The youth. The youth is beautiful because you look at them and you be like, boy, they don't know. They don't know nothing. But what we have to do is we have to put the medicine in the candy. We have to work on our approach towards the youth and letting them know like, hey, maybe you should do it this way. I'm not telling you what to do. Make it clear. Just say, hey, I've been there. I've done that. I know a lot of us are moved past. Some of us may be religious now. Some of us may be sober now, or whatever, different things. But one things in Malcolm X's book, they said with the Nation of Islam and different things like that, what they would do was when it was somebody that's an addict that's trying to get cleaned up, they would put you with a former addict to let you know, I know what it feels like, brother. I know what it feels like. I'm sick. This is the hardest part. Come on, man. I know that high feel good, but this side is even better. We got to let them know, hey, I was there. I was doing this. I was doing that. But it ain't really lead me nowhere. It didn't really lead me. I think kids, I know at least for me, I love when somebody keeps it real with me. I don't love when people beat around the bush or hide from the past. When somebody give me some real game, some real shit, I'm like, wow, like they kind of like put me up on game. They let me know. They let me know something, and I could relate. I could feel where they coming from, because they're not like acting like their whole life was beautiful rainbows and everything. Like a lot of people, we live in this era, and that's why it's beautiful too with podcasts and YouTube and different things. People are really telling the truth. We live in a truth era. We want to know about people. We want to know what you've been through. We want to know about your struggle. So we have to really be real with these kids, be real with the youth in our life, be real with somebody at a job or anywhere you go, at church, anywhere. Say, hey, I see something in you. Don't make that mistake. I see something in you. Keep going. I see something in you. That idea you have. What are we doing? That idea you have. How can I help? That podcast you have. How can I help? These things. Come on, man. I send nephews and stuff little text, man. Come on, man. We almost there, man. Just think. Got 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Got just dedicate a couple years. Get your grind on. You don't want it out here like me. You don't want it like me. I'm working a job. You want a career. You know, you want to spit game to them. I can't afford things by myself. You want to keep it real with them. They want to know dollars, cents, numbers, realism, what you've been through. When you used to smoke weed, when you used to drink, what it was like, what made you feel that way? What made you stop? Be real with them. Encourage them. Everybody, to me personally, has a little bit of mentor in them. Everybody, to me, wants to see the next person succeed. Sometimes, though, you get bitter at life. And when you get bitter at life, you don't care about anything. You don't care about yourself. You just like, fuck it. You know, they could fend for themselves, but don't be like that. Especially with your family, when you see them going through, like, it's frustrating, and it's like they ain't gonna listen, but, you know, you keep on going for them. You keep fighting for them. You keep loving them through their pain, through their problem, man. And keep fighting for yourself, man. I just was sitting there thinking while my brain was foggy. I didn't have no ideas of what to talk about. I thought about, what did you want to do after high school? What did you want to do after school was done? And maybe you should get back to that. For me, I had no idea. I didn't really have no guidance. It was just like, it's a beautiful thing that you graduated high school. Whatever you do next is on you. God bless you. But for me, you know, looking back, you know, my logic was like, I live in California, you know what I'm saying? So I know I don't want to live here. I never really wanted to stay in California. I wanted to get back to the East Coast. But it was like, what's the point of going to school? Because I don't even want to be here, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I would have loved to, if I had a mentor, if I was the mentor of my life. I love people. I love helping people. I was like, hey, maybe you should be a teacher. But people like, oh, well, teachers, it's kind of hard. It's kind of this. You know, I think I had a teacher that was pretty cool, man. And he was like he was like 30 when we was in school. He was pretty young. He used to let us play video games in there. And he was cool. And we also learned stuff because he kept it real with us. He was cool, down to earth. He wasn't just strict and by the book. So for me, I wish I had that mentor. Hey, I know you want to leave, but while you're here, take these couple classes, get these couple things done, do that. Now in my life, I, you know, see how the game goes. I see how they treat teachers. So I wouldn't want to be a teacher, but I am kind of still doing a form of teaching with the podcast and with the mentoring and things I'm doing. I'm trying to teach the people to be better, to love themselves, to educate them, to give them a platform for their business, to give them a platform to speak out, to just talk. So I still have that teaching gene in me. And I'm elevating that, and I'm keeping on doing that. When I make these weekly podcasts, when I do these things, I'm teaching, I'm helping, I'm mentoring, man. This is what I love. I love talking to people. Grew up with my aunt and my grandmother, and they always taught me respect. And I was around older people. I was around younger people with my sisters, so I never, you know, I was around people in wheelchairs. I was around people that was sick. So I never had these different things in my head of like, oh, you treat these people this kind of way. You treat that people. I treat everybody with respect. I treat everybody with happiness. I want everybody to feel good. I've been like this since I was a little kid. Anybody that knows you could tell I like to laugh, joke, dance, have fun. Like, that's my mentality. So I want you to think this week about what is it that you wanted to do when you got out of school and what you can do to get back to that, or what you can do now to maybe tweak it. And, you know, hey, I'm doing a podcast. I'm still doing a form of teaching and mentoring. But what can you do? What can you do to be great? What can you do to make somebody else's life great? Get back to that. It's never too late, you know? It gets harder. It may be challenging. It may get difficult. But that tunnel vision, I want to thank y'all just for being on this podcast. I feel the energy. I feel the love radiating, man. And I'm getting my tunnel vision back. I'm getting my fears out. I want you to get your tunnel vision back. I want you to get your fears out. I want you to be strong this week. I want you to keep that tunnel going. I want you to keep that love going, keep that peace, keep that positivity going. I want you to block everything out. I got to get back to blocking everything out. I thank you for listening. I thank you for your time, your patience. This week, I speak into existence. You get back to your tunnel vision just like I get back to my tunnel vision. Love yourself. Love your ideas. Love your work. Head down. Tunnel vision. And this is recorded. Peace.
Trade the future.